Over the years, I've done many videos where I've tested Sims 4 build hacks on my channel, and today I'm collating a list of all of my favorite ones that I've ever found. Also a couple of things that I found out myself too, but fundamentally these are just Sims 4 build hacks that you can use in pretty much every single build that you do. Something that you can carry on, not just like very specific things with like specific objects, but also just general concepts, which I think will help you. It genuinely surprises me how many people don't know this. On The Sims 4, we have a grid. When you move an object, it moves between like the squares. Obviously, we've got the big squares and then we got the smaller squares with the dotted lines. When you move between these smaller squares on the dotted lines. But if you hit F5 on your keyboard, you can move even smaller, so between the dotted lines. That means that you're able to place things really concretely, and you might say such where you can just hold the Alt key and free place it. When you free place things, it's not always perfectly symmetrical and it requires a lot of guessing. When you press F5, it means you can move things a lot better. And the number one reason why I like this is if you're doing living rooms, because if you don't have F5 on, I personally find it can be difficult to just get things like in the right place. If I press F5, I can get this rug perfectly. I can move everything between it perfectly. If you don't want the TV stand right up against the wall, you can bring it out slightly so you've got room for a curtain. Without F5, you've either got this bookshelf right up against the wall where it's almost clipping in it, or you've got to take it out and it can be quite far, whereas with F5 placed, it's tucked in quite nicely near the wall, but it's not like gaping out too far either. It's like a perfect in between. Exactly the same with windows. Without F5, sometimes I feel like it's either too low or too high. With F5, like I can bring this up just very slightly and it just looks a little bit like it makes more sense. You guys need to start using F5 more because not enough people know about it, and I don't know why, because it's such a life-changing Sims 4 hack. Very basic one, but a very necessary one. So this is one that I learned from TikTok and it's very good. So if you have the get together closet, firstly, not all of you do, that's fine. You can place it wherever you want. But what I would like to do realistically is take this base game mirror and you can actually put it inside the closet, and it's like a mirrored closet door, and I think it looks great. And you're thinking, Satch, what about this ugly mess here? Well, normally you would put a wall around this closet, wouldn't you? If you're building the closet in the wall, you can't do the mirror hack because it just kind of like clips to the wall. So in that instance, you will have to delete the wall around it first. Place your mirrors carefully in there, or even if you want to put it like right into the wall like this, you can place it inside, replace your wall in. And then in terms of this thing here, obviously I haven't built like a house. This is just like a test thing. So pretend I've built a house, a real house. Okay, you can just bring that right up and you can turn it into like a chimney. So you can get some kind of like more function out of the space if you wanted to. So there's a lot of different options there. Now, if you don't have this pack, another one I like to use is the one from the kids room stuff pack, and this full length mirror, which does come in the base game. Again, the wall has to be deleted. This base game mirror, it actually has a default white swatch. You want to kind of get it so that you get the wooden beam. You can see at the bottom in the middle of the drawers, there's like a wooden beam. That's fine. You just want to carefully place them so that they're mostly aligned, and then change the color of it to the swatch of the wardrobe itself. Re-add the wall back in, and here you've also got a mirrored wardrobe. And by the way, these mirrors are completely functional even when they're in them, which is so much better. If you own the Dream Home Decorator pack, I really don't like the modular furniture here and I never ever use it, but hypothetically, okay, if you're using it, you could actually place the stuff around a mirror. Can I just like complain, okay, about this pack? Why is the door handle, why do we not have one for the door handle on the other side? I fucking hate it. But let's pretend, without SatchOnSims getting mad as per usual, that you're able to use this in a way that looks nice, because I can never ever use this whole thing. It's just so bizarre to me. You could fit these around it. Okay, ignoring this here. Ignoring that here, you're not looking at that anyway. You can remove for your screenshots, and you've got like a little mirror behind it. Like, there's so many options, literally so many, and I love it. So I've banged on about this one before. Is this my favorite? Clearly not, because I didn't put it first place. I didn't even think to do it in like a rank. Maybe if I did, this would have been first place. So you got a hallway like this, okay? Or pretty much any room in the house. And you fit it with the same sad old pictures you use in every build. But I say no, 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 no. You go onto the gallery, sort by rooms, type in paintings, and you got a load of free paintings. So your first option is to download the paintings that pre-exist in the game. So these are all paintings which your Sims can actually paint on the easel, but if you can't be asked to paint them on the easel yourself, you can actually just put them in your build. And then when you go into live mode, or of course it's bloody raining, you can click on the painting and you can remove the frame, or if it doesn't have one already, you can add a frame. Unfortunately, The Sims 4 is not advanced enough to let you actually change the frame on the paintings, which is so stupid. So you're stuck with the default frame, but the option's there if you want it. Another thing I like to do is download paintings which have been made using the paint by reference feature. You know, in The Sims 4, you can use paint by reference when you use an easel, and you can basically capture an in-game screenshot. What people do is they import a picture in the game using like as custom content, and they paint by reference and upload it onto the gallery. When you do it that way, it's technically not CC. So you could actually put all of these pictures in your house and it's not regarded as having CC, which I think is great. Another really great purpose for this is if you are making, for example, a shop, you can type in something like shop signs and it will come up with all these paint by reference shop signs. So these would probably look really, really good if you use them in the, you know, like if you own cats and dogs, like the harbor area is really, really cool, and you could definitely use these in there. If I search for menu, I've just found these on the gallery, which I can pop into my game. And these are all like paint by reference paintings, which technically not CC, which are menus. You can literally search for anything. Road signs. What's a good one to use? There we go. And here you've got some in-game road signs. And it's not just paintings. You can also use this to search for debug. So if you want a car, type in car, and you can see we've got all of these debug cars, and you can just place these as decorations if you create a driveway or something to a build. If you type in flower bed, you have, I love these, you have all these different like custom flower beds that people have made. So you don't have to do any of your own kind of like garden landscaping. You can just literally place these down and you've literally got a flower bed for your Sims gardens already done. You don't have to put any effort at all into making anything. It's very, very cool. And you can just delete the floor of the room underneath to get rid of it. So they use like a grass floor, but you can just delete it and it's gone. So you got this really nice flower bed, and then, you know, you could use this as a base for your house. So you could literally build a house around this cute little flower bed like this. You could type in kitchen clutter. This is honestly, I go back to this singular room all the time, and we've got all this debug kitchen clutter here. So this is all basically the kitchen decorations in game, stuff from debug and stuff not from debug. Because if you look in the menu and search by misc decorations, like this arts and crafts clutter, that's not for a kitchen. A basketball, that's not for a kitchen. This, whatever the hell this is, that's not for a kitchen. So you can just search kitchen clutter by room, and it contains all the kitchen clutter here to make it so much easier. I love using gallery rooms. I use them all the time. So I really love using half walls as fences. People always use normal fences. You guys need to stop. Now, it's a little bit weird that I've done like a modern upstairs to this downstairs bit, but this pretty much suits all modern builds. So if you use a half wall instead of a railing, and by the way, they do function in the same way, I could go onto windows. Now, I love using this specific base game window, and you can actually use it all the way across here, and it instantly forms a really interesting looking fence that's really modern and cool. I guess if you wanted to be more old-fashioned, like, you don't just have to do it for modern builds. I'm sure you could find a way. I quite like this horse ranch one as well. I probably have to make the half wall a bit smaller. There we go. And you can really easily drag this one across, and look at how cute that is as a fence. You can add one of the really thin trims around the bottom of it too, to make sure that it all works. But I just think it's really cool. I've also made just like, okay, this is not like a real Satch build that I would normally do. This is just like a mock-up modern house, okay, that you're hypothetically doing. You've got the front door here. For the main porch area on the front, you can just add some fences like this. I say fences, windows rather, add windows, and it just looks like a really nice modern fence. I've added a smaller one here too. Something that does look really cool, by the way, is this one, which comes in the for rent pack. And you can see it looks really nice. It literally looks like a regular fence. Ignore the door handles here. But from this side, it looks cool. This horse ranch window looks perfect like a fence. If you place it along like this, it looks like a proper railing. There are so many ways that you can experiment with it, like literally so many. I think it's really fun experimenting with them. There's one in Jungle Adventure as well. Maybe if I make this wall a bit bigger so you can see the vision, you could place these all along like this. Add some kind of stone tile. You could do like some ancient thing with it. There's so many different options. And depending on which packs you own, there are so many different like windows that you could use. So much like a design variety. I just think this is such a fun and underused build hack. Like I could put this one, like I could double it up. So it's like this on the tall one. Like there's so much you can do. I could do this for literally hours. I just think it looks amazing. So you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys know by now that if you hold the Alt key, you can freely place things in any way that you like. I'm sure also a lot of you know that you can't place things freely on counters. So this is a bit of a noob trick that I'm sure a lot of you guys already know, but it can be really annoying when you're trying to fully clutter a counter and like everything just places so rigidly on them. This is what you guys do, okay? You move all the counters out of the way and you free place it by moving it, and because you've got the move objects cheat on, it will stay at the same height. So this means if I move this out the way, for example, I could put a little bread, what's it called? A bread box. We could put a bread box in there. Putting this cookie jar on the same height, I can drag it underneath. Kitchen towel, okay. It just kind of clips to this counter, which is really annoying where the sink is. If I put it right in the corner, will it fit nicely there? Yes, it will. This is such a good one. And it's not just for kitchen clutter, because I always see people use it for kitchen clutter. Something that I never see people do is use it for a desk. Get all of the clutter that you want for your desk and like pile it on the desk itself. And at first it looks a little bit messy and weird, and that's fine. We're going to try our very best to remember on the grid where the desk actually is, and then just freely place things around. There is a little bit of trial and error with something like a desk because it's not as clear cut as a counter. But once you've got into the rhythm of, you know, whatever it is you're doing, eventually with some trial and error, you can build up like a really nice space with things all on it. It's the same with this top shelf as well, which like I can't really place. Okay, I'm saying I can't place things. I just place something on it. Okay, like I can't place this basket thing on it. But what I can do under surfaces and shelves, you either want this one from Dream Home Decorator or this one from Batu. You could use the trophy case, I guess, from base game. You basically want to align it to the exact height that this like top shelf is on. And then I could grab this thing. I've got to move this out the way, replace it smaller, place it just up there. Okay, it's clipping in the wall a little bit. This is what I mean by the trial and error. But eventually, okay, you'll put it in a satisfactory place, remove this, and it's on there. It is a little bit finicky, but this free placement thing is a lifesaver when you're cluttering your Sims builds. I use it pretty much in every single build that I do. So I covered this in an extremely recent video and I'm still mind blown because I genuinely didn't know it was a thing. You can just add a fence around a set area in your sim build. Put literally any of the different sands in there. It doesn't matter which sand terrain paint you can use any. In live mode, you click on it, okay, and you can build sand sculptures and it's purely like fully functional. Like it works as normal sand. It's absolutely amazing. Now you can create like in-game sand pits. It's just really cool, and I just want to say it again because I can't believe it's a thing and I didn't know. So that's like a little bonus one. As I said, my favorite one was with the rooms where you could actually add custom paintings. But you guys let me know which of the different build hacks you found out today that you didn't know before. Which ones did you think were shit? Let me know either way. If you'd like to see me react to Sims TikToks, then you can watch one of the next videos here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.